Now on 8 News at 11. VCU Health ending transgender care for those 18 years old and under.
It breaks my heart that there are people who are not going to be able to get that care, and it breaks my heart that people are going to die because of that.
Tonight, hear the plea from a woman who says gender-affirming care saved her life. And
as a police officer, we see and touch things that humans should never have to do in a lifetime. And yesterday was truly one of those days.
A Virginia toddler is dead after their guardian left them inside a hot car all day. The latest on this investigation into the tragedy.
Today's top stories and your Storm Tracker 8 forecast in the first 8 minutes. 8 News starts now.
It is trying to change the world by erasing people and sometimes by killing them, I suppose.
Tonight, the LGBTQ+ community is speaking out after VCU Health made the decision to end gender-affirming care to patients under 19 years old. Thank you for joining us for 8 News at 11. I'm Heather Hope. Eric Phillips has the night off. 8 News reporter Sarah Molina sat down with a transgender woman, sharing the impacts VCU's move could have. She joins us now in our studio with these details. Sarah.
Well, Heather, on Tuesday, officials at VCU Health said they'll be rolling back gender-affirming care services for youth over the next 90 days. Now, I spoke to one woman who started receiving this type of care when she was just 18, and she says without it, she wouldn't be where she is today.
It breaks my heart that there are people who are not going to be able to get that care, and it breaks my heart that people are going to die because of that.
21-year-old Jasmine Katrasian is talking about gender-affirming care, something that VCU Health says they will no longer offer to patients under 19. But what is it?
Gender-affirming care is healthcare. When you go to the gynecologist, so to speak, that's gender-affirming care. When a cisgender man is aging and wants testosterone, that's gender-affirming care.
Shannon McKay works at He, She, Z, and We, a nonprofit organization that supports non-binary and transgender people, like Katrasian, who is also their summer intern.
I started to think about my gender seriously probably when I would say around 13 or 14 is when I started thinking about these. I distinctly remember being in my freshman year of high school and knowing of myself that I wanted breasts.
Katrasian says it's why she started receiving hormone replacement therapy at 18 years old.
I look more like a woman than I did 3 years ago, and it's so much truer to how I feel I should be experiencing the world.
But now, transgender youth seeking these services at VCU Health will no longer have the option. The hospital announced Tuesday that it'll roll back gender-affirming care services over the next 90 days for patients under 19.
It feels impossible to me that people aren't going to die because of this. And I mean that it keeps me up at night.
Katrasian says if the move came just a few years earlier, her life today wouldn't be the same. This comes after President Donald Trump signed an executive order in January, cutting federal funding from institutions that offer this care to people 18 and under.
The process is consulting the child, consulting their parents, consulting their medical provider, and it should not be consulting the government about that, because the government, as far as I can tell, has never been to medical school.
Now again, this will not be an overnight change, but VCU says it will, quote, wind down these services over the next 90 days. Live in studio tonight, I'm Sarah Molina, 8 News.
All right, Sarah, thanks. The place for transgender people participating in sports, also a big point of discussion for several politicians. That includes Republican gubernatorial nominee Winsome Earl-Sears. And a stop on her Operation Defend and Deliver tour in Hopewell today, Earl-Sears said that she wants to protect girls by ensuring only biological women play on women's sports teams and are allowed in women's locker rooms.
My filters are going to be, number one, is what we're about to do going to help education opportunities for our children? Number two, are we going to do something that will affect our safety and security negatively? And number three filter, are we going to create jobs by what we're about to do?
Democratic nominee for Governor Abigail Spanberger has not spoken directly about transgender athletes in sports on the campaign trail. However, in 2023, she voted in favor of allowing biological males to compete in women's sports. And in 2022, when Governor Glenn Youngkin announced his model policy to block student access to locker rooms and bathrooms that don't match their biological sex, Spanberger said, Governor Youngkin's mandate targets vulnerable children, and it's downright shameful to think that an elected leader would punch down at kids to score political points. This mandate rolls back the rights of kids to be themselves in schools. Young Virginians in the LGBTQ community are experiencing high rates of mental health issues. These numbers are exacerbated for transgender youth, according to a Trevor Project survey in 2024. 42% of LGBTQ plus young people in Virginia seriously considered suicide in 2024. 13% actually attempted suicide. 64% reported experiencing symptoms of anxiety, and 50% said they had depression. All of these numbers are higher for transgender and non-binary youth. 48% of transgender youth considered suicide. 14% made an attempt. 72% experienced anxiety, and 57% had depression. These numbers only increase as you travel to southern U.S. states. Workers at Georgia's only Pride Center are sharing concerns after a lack of medical care in the Savannah area. Leaders saying LGBTQ plus care is a life or death issue.
I grew up in Lakeland, Florida in a strict religious cult. Strict gender roles, strict everything that you can possibly imagine. But when I came into myself for sexuality-wise, it was very much, I need to kill myself right now.
And you're looking at video from the Savannah Pride Center, which is the only Pride Center in Georgia. And you're looking at a few organizations in Central Virginia that provide housing, health care, and other resources to LGBTQ plus youth. For more information, you can go to their individual websites. And for more on developing stories about LGBTQ plus rights in Central Virginia, find this landing page on our website, WRIC.com.
It's really traumatic. When we were walking down here, it's like I could feel the sadness.
Neighbors in shock after a 13-year-old boy in Maryland died while trapped in a storm drain during a severe storm yesterday. Heavy rainfall causing rising floodwaters, which pushed the boy into the drain. First responders fighting the downpour last night, but lost the fight to rescue the boy. And we're joined now by Chief Meteorologist Matt DiNardo. And Matt, that is just a devastating story.
It really is. You know, the power of water going into the drain, and it has that suction pull, unfortunately, and the young boy pulled into the drain and lost his life. It's horrible for sure, right? We're looking at a few light showers right now on Viper real-time radar. Nothing too overly concerning. If you're heading out and about at this late hour, you do have the potential to throw the wipers on the car. The good news is these should come to an end in the next couple of hours. We will deal with mostly cloudy skies for the remainder of tonight. Outside right now, 68 degrees in Richmond, 68 Ashland, 69 New Kent. We're looking at 68 out in West Point, and to our west, areas like Louisa and Farmville, also in the upper 60s. We're 70 in Emporia. It is a lot more comfortable feeling this evening, and it will continue to get more comfortable as the dew points drop into the upper 50s to near 60 tomorrow and through Sunday. So great weather coming our way. Again, a stray shower or two tonight, mostly cloudy otherwise. 64 tomorrow, becoming mostly sunny after some clouds in the morning, and 82. Not a bad day. Heather, back over to you.
Not a bad one. All right, Matt. Caught on camera, shocking surveillance video of the moment a man attempted to abduct a toddler at a Fairfax shopping mall. The man, later identified as 26-year-old Andres Caceres Haldin, following the girl before lifting her up into his arms and walking away. The child's mother spotted the man. Both parents chased him up to the second floor and confronted him. He's been arrested and charged with abduction of a minor and auto theft. New details: Richmond leaders are taking steps to give millions of dollars to the wrongfully incarcerated Marvin Grimm after an order from Governor Glenn Youngkin. You'll remember Grimm was convicted of the abduction, rape, and first-degree murder of a 3-year-old Richmond boy who was found dead in the James River back in 1975. Grimm pleaded guilty to avoid the death penalty, and he served more than 4 decades in prison before his release in 2019. Then a team in 2024 used forensics to prove his innocence. Youngkin signed a law awarding him $5.8 million in financial compensation from the city of Richmond. Richmond Mayor Danny Avula telling us tonight what Mr. Grimm endured was unconscionable. While nothing can restore the decades of life Mr. Grimm lost, we are committed to addressing this injustice. City Council will hold a special meeting in August to formally introduce an ordinance. Up next here, a Virginia toddler found dead inside a hot car. Tonight, the latest on the investigation into this heartbreaking story. You're watching 8 News at 11 on this Friday night. It's the news where you live, so stay right where you are, as Matt and I will be right back.